This poem is called How Do You Look Inside? Tomorrow starts today. Future is in my pocket. Tiger roars. Breath on the move, outpacing sprint by the yard. An unstoppable leash carrying commanding lead from a White House mansion. And Victoria's Secret Service are stretched to the limit for the First Lady and staff. Bloomers and the girl big panties are a snow show. Big but hipsters in bikini form panty lines for rioting women, and transgender waxing poetic down there. Bras are burned, billowing smoke clouds angry. Preachers preach, I can save you. Give me your hand from the Lamb, maddened by inequality of gender from man. And a supermodel, a femme fatale, is mocked by plain ugly girl who is queen for the day. She walks defiantly among hall of mirrors when she stays at home. The summer marches on for them. Then this poem is called Farm Medley. Dreams sleep, the nightmares stampede dread in my head, angrily rearing up their feet. The stomping and chomping teeth biting moment of fear, lacking sleep. In a whipping up carriage, I spur on a morning flight, saddling love in a seat with delight. And the coffee reigns in jittery mood. Today's romances will never see the day of light, and them in a novel way, from nurses to swashbuckling seafarers on the prowl for love. And a cocoa for the kids that will be nursing their little kids, goats so many. And the barnyard folk is on the menu, from milk to eggs, and maybe a hen or two if my goose is cooked. The piglets and sow are happy for tomorrow that never dies. Dogs are underfoot, barking for a tree that peas. The corn silk hair needs a straightening. Matted down ferrules are braided up in black cornrow curls. And the plucking out chicken feathers with tweezers that later browse my brows make me a beauty after putting on dungarees, a booted up jeans that last a wrangling with cows. Lunchtime is here. The sandwich is near for me with chips that can't go on to hips with no flattery. The rise and shine like nobody stopping me for the light of day that enlightens everyone. The end. This poem is called Looking for Love. Everyone's looking down, eye to the ground, looking for your footsteps in the snow. You locked the door, and there's no elbow room reaching through there for you. Rapping at night, I sing a song, hoping you hear my plight as I hit your door. Tapped out from the bar, I drink, drunk, and sorrow for tomorrow. Will you rescue me, arms tightly, hugging hold, allowing no escape? The hair smells of jasmine, flowering after showering water. The finger tossed curls shake horribly wrong when your head strong, saying no to me. And the twirls look lively as you dance the night away, tangling tango in wrapped bed sheets. Everything's looking up. I see sun shining from moonlit day. Love is not in the way anymore. I tossed it out outside where you're gardening up a storm, and you rose to the occasion, making hybrid teas with daffodil breeze yell for its wind. And a candle for you I do not burn. We blew it out in a smoke-filled room, eyes tearing, searing lost love that hates being alone. The end. This poem is called On the Road Again for PETA. Feet for the feet, don't fail me now. I'm on the run, making my getaway done. No justice for justice on a footpath to freedom that is not free. The pain turned nerves of steer to tendons of strength when jumping the fence, but I don't break a leg or sweat when doing this. The slaughterhouse rules today, making escape a mercy from death at bay. The day follows night after me, an uncommon sight of onlookers honking, the geese taking flight from poultry and motion, scratching the living for their hard bard's need for meat. They are unaware of the hand that feeds them will make their innocent bleed. Animals unite. Our lives matter even if we are at the bottom of the food chain. Shoes and purses they toss aside, made from our hides. Coats are an excuse when we cannot afford to lose, keeping them warm while we die of overexposure from the supermodels walk. The lab scream during experiments which tear their doggy eyes, while redundant work make a lab rat and cat nervous to the end, wherein metal objects stick out from their brain. We cannot speak, but must be heard. So remember that we all share this planet too. The end. This film is called Birds of a Feather. Bluebirds sing a jazzed up song when you see red as I paint the town. Graffiti is my weakness while I am at my height of glory, burning flag. I look at the jaybirds crossing the street, ignoring any they meet except me. I lost the spring in my sprung, going nowhere because labor of love is not delivered in old newspapers. A boy or girl would do. It was dumped in a toilet, being indiscreet at 4 weeks too. Shit happens. An unhappy hour at the bar with christening glass of beer to bring cheer when you're near, and a swivel stool around clinking glasses of ice cube billiard balls to get a better look at me losing this game. And you jumpstart my heart with electrifying kiss, making me purr like a feral cat. And the street signs say stop. And I come to my senses, seeing, hearing, tasting, and smelling a rat in my midst. And the eyes, and even though you stink with all your lies, I feel enthralled to be alive, not dead, with blackbirds on my grave, eating seeds of doubt from you. The end. This poem is called Dead Place. The head count at the mall is rampant, with body parts on decay display with mannequin. The papery trash moved down escalator, rapidly gaining ground, the floor, leading to the door of the incinerator, burning for eternity. The shrieks are heard and ignored by mall rats scurrying about cheese balls in the hall. And a water fountain lay bare, trickling stopped long ago to dried up weed in the flow, going upward to dated palms, bearing no fruit. And the geese turds empty parking lot with cars sitting on cement block plots. The people don't come here anymore. An abandoned wreck of moldy buildings knock off in ripped off clothing blowing in the wind. And no trespassing boards up windows of theater casting off actor, actors buried to buried with nostalgia for the good old days. If walls could talk, they scream of blood-stained fingers, being remains that remain here. The end. This poem is called Everybody is Kung Fu Fighting for Life. An empire state of mind comes to me, entering a city sky, scraping cloudy blue with a sword. I am kingpin of my company of friends, a shogun showing my guns. Some are off the wall in cases, others locked away in a vault. And the super bowling lanes of highway are here, where Sweater Girl pins my name after cooling her heels in a fountain as wish comes true, and I am bowled over by her. And a telescoping eye zoom in existing road of make believe as I am homeward bound to apartment in a Japanese style dominate view with a bamboo floor, sitting table and pillows, leaving shoes at door. The bonsai cuttings are immersed in sand garden, spreading to a patio curtain of koi, open to all eyes, where I live in a glass house. The kimono with embroidered insides left me breathless, with beauty making me effortlessly move toward my main squeeze. The rice is staple, despite its bad beginnings, where it is thrown before our marriage, plaguing doves, and a sip sake and sushi is served before prayer observed in coffee. Afterward, my mind is numb, blank and ready for action, inking to be tattoo of dragon and serpent on my back. And a bowing good night, I wonder what it's like to have a samurai dreams. The end. This poem is called Wanted Man. He was holed up by hosiery running down face. Jimmy, is that you? Stalking me and stalking hosiery on face, later having thigh going to hip. You're breaking into my broken down apartment with all the care in the world. Flashlighting dark side of room full of lingerie. Are you hanging out with me as the latest birthday candle is blown out by the wind? Here we sit, backs to each other, cross-legged, meditating on our next move. He puts aside preference to sleep, stealing my dreams. And this late riser shuts out sun spreading across the room when being under cover again. An intolerable wait begins till he gets out of the bathroom where he puts on a face, masking himself as a tool for gangsters by clowning around some more, not doing the time for crime he commits, making me cry with death on his face, a tear when he kills someone else. Sadly, he doesn't shed any tears for anyone as he fills a tear bottle of shame. Then, and his last one is called Looting. Everyone is against this zebra. I'm a man whose stripes from being beatings give reason to fight. When caged, boxed in, he must be free. And tugging at my sleeve, his heartstrings pull at me in a slow burn, unlocking barred door, imprisoning the wildest restless at an ATM. And Daisy Dukes have a chocolate comfort, sweets, a man that enjoys filling her up while she paints her toenails. And son of a gun shoots his mouth off, aiming for people with herd mentality full of confusion. And from back of truck he is a blowhard, protesting too few but many. Stay down, grasping at the ground, the fallen, the blood smearing face. Others get their kicks by kicking them. The gas tears wet our eye. Scraped knees pave the way for change as we kneel in prayer before the thin blue line of cops policing us. Rue yourself, you say. Look at the mockery this day. Tear up, tear down streets of the city. Cry for them. An evil come this way, hitting, burning, and destroying. It is your destiny of an ill-fated hate. The end.